Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for the academic procession? The candidates for the Bachelor of Business Administration degree from the Henry B. Tippie College of Business have gathered to celebrate commencement. All are in their places. These proceedings are hereby called to order. You may be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the Dean of the Henry B. Tippie College of Business and Professor of Marketing, Dr. Sarah Fisher-Gardial.
Thank you, Dean Moeller. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Tippie College of Business and the University of Iowa, I welcome all of you, graduating seniors, family members, friends, faculty, and staff of the college to this commencement. All of us here are proud of the university, of our college, and most especially of our graduates today. This commencement allows us to honor their accomplishments. We come together to celebrate and to reflect on the important milestone in the lives of these students, the completion of their undergraduate education. Today, many emotions fill this auditorium. For our graduates, these emotions range from excitement and anticipation to uncertainty and perhaps even apprehension about the future. For parents and spouses, the range of emotions includes pride, certainty, and in some cases, I suspect also a profound sense of financial relief. You know, in my travels this year, I have met so many families, Tippie multi-generational families, and I thought I might start today by just asking those of you in the crowd here who are graduating Hawkeyes today to stand. If you are an alum of this campus in any way, I would just like to see how many multi-generations are here. Thank you. Let's keep that tradition alive, you guys. Before proceeding further, I would like to introduce you to the faculty and invited guests joining us today to honor our graduates as they earn their degrees. Please stand when I introduce you. Joining me on the platform today From left to right are Barry Butler, Executive Vice President and Provost of the University of Iowa; Sherry Salata, our commencement speaker and president of OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network and Harpo Studios; Lon Moeller, Associate Dean of the Undergraduate Program and Clinical Professor in Management and Organizations; John Solo, Professor of Economics and Justice International Business Fellow; Sheila Goins, Assistant Professor of Marketing; Jay Christensen Zelansky, Professor of Management and Organizations; Joyce Berg, Professor of Accounting and Pioneer Hybrid Research Fellow; Renata D'Amata, Associate Professor in Management Science and Henry B. Tippie Research Fellow; and Amrita Nain, Assistant Professor of Finance. I would also like to recognize the Tippie faculty who are serving as marshals today: Christy Gleason, Associate Professor of Accounting and the Larry and Lori Wright Research Fellow; Richard McCarty, Lecturer in the Department of Management and Organizations; Jennifer Furman, Department of Economics; Thomas Walsh, Department of Marketing; Tong Yao, Assistant Professor, Department of Finance; and Michael Colbert, Adjunct Lecturer, Department of Management Science. Thank you for joining us today. I would also like to give special thanks and recognition to the members of the Iowa Brass Collective who are playing for us today. On horns, James Nagus; on trombone, Dr. Jonathan Allen; on tuba, Blaine Cunningham; on trumpets, Dr. Brian Umluck and Stephen Wheeler. And finally, all of these proceedings will be interpreted by Scotty Van Isham. We would now like to open these ceremonies with Niles Thorson leading us in the national anthem. Niles is from St. Anthony Village, Minnesota, and he is graduating today with his degrees in Marketing and Management Information Systems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Sherry Salata. In 1981, Sherry was sitting where you are today, wearing her cap and gown and preparing for a professional life after earning her business degree at the University of Iowa in marketing. And her parents were here with her that day, just as they are here with us today again. Sherry Salata was named the president of OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network, along with Eric Logan in 2011. Under their leadership, the network has seen 13 consecutive months of ratings gains led by the network's flagship series, Oprah's Next Chapter. Ms. Salata has been instrumental in the top-rated interview programs with Lance Armstrong, the Houston Family, and Rihanna. The network also received a Daytime Emmy Award for Super Soul Sunday and NAACP Image Awards for Welcome to Sweetie Pies, Oprah's Master Class, and Oprah's Life Class. In 2012, Salata and Logan were on the CableFacts 100 list, profiling cable's leaders, pioneers, and influencers. Ms. Salata first joined Harpo Studios in 1995 and served as executive producer of The Oprah Winfrey Show from September of 2006 through its finale in 2011. During her tenure, she held positions with increasing levels of responsibility, including Senior Promotions Producer, Supervising Producer of Promotions and Development, Senior Supervising Producer of Promotion and Development, Senior Producer of Production, and Supervising Producer. Prior to joining Harpo Studios, Ms. Salata produced television commercials for Gray Chicago and Lois GGK. She also spent time as a freelance producer. Ms. Salata was born in Georgia and was raised in the suburbs of North Chicago. She holds a bachelor degree in marketing from the University of Iowa. And I have to say that after spending an evening with Sherry and her parents last night, I am proud to say that I have 1 degree of separation between Oprah and myself. But more importantly, I have had the great privilege of meeting yet another one of our notable and successful alums of this College of Business. It is my delight to welcome our commencement speaker, Sherry Salata.
Hey everyone. I would like to compliment us all on our dewy glows. It is a little hot. So, try to stay on my shoes. There are 2 words that find you friends in every corner of America. A sacred password of recognition. A secret code of shared experience that transcends time and space. Go. Now and forevermore, you are part of the Go Hawks tribe, as am I. So in that spirit, I am honored to come here today and share with you what I know for sure about creating the career of your dreams. Because after far too many twists and turns and some harrowing dark nights of the soul, it happened for me, and I know without a doubt it can happen for all of you. I only wish someone would have told me what I'm here today to tell you. I'll begin with this little nugget. You absolutely do not have to figure it all out right now. You really don't. There is a 95% chance that your first job outside these hallowed halls won't be your last. And that is very good news if you're in this for the long haul. Working at breakneck speed to get your business card titled filled in with something snappy is like making good time on a road trip to a bad motel with frogs in the pool. You certainly don't want to go there, and you really don't want to get there fast. Because the work life of your dreams is going to require you to take a ride called The Search for What Makes Me Truly Happy. And the quality of that journey will be determined by your willingness to get out of your head and into your heart. It will mean considering the possibility that your dream come true job may be beyond the current limits of your imagination. It just may be so gobsmackingly fantastic that you can't even conceive of it from where you sit today. And isn't that great? Isn't that wonderful to know? Isn't that freeing? consider right now any anxiety you have about sewing up this career stuff and putting that off to the side, and my friends, you are off to the races. When I sat in your seat a few May springs back, graduating with the BBA, I had no ambition whatsoever to work in television. I just watched it. I wanted a leather briefcase with important papers in it. Wasn't as concerned about they were, a suitable position in a corporate structure, and a generous vacation policy. Not a bold dream as I look back, and once I put on that practical suit of I have to earn a living clothes, you could not pry them off of me for years. It took me almost 14 years and 5 jobs to figure out what was really going on. Here's what I would tell my 21-year-old graduating from the University of Iowa South, sitting in that seat. A career really is a spiritual journey, one that is most happily navigated, like all things in life, from a connection to something greater than you, however you choose to define that. And it would be wise to take that very seriously. And I don't want to bury the lead here. This is what I came to say. Having a meaningful career is not separate and apart from having a meaningful life. In fact, it is perhaps one of the most driving forces, simply based on the staggering number of hours you will spend doing it. And if you get that now, you have the first major clue on your search down happy road. To the untrained eye, it may look like you are about to embark on a series of promotions, raises, performance reviews, yearning for more responsibility, perhaps praying for less, vision boarding your way to a level of seniority that frees you from being bossed around by someone horrid with severe psychological issues. That's what it may look like to the untrained eye, but it just isn't so. A career really is a spiritual journey. Call it divine order, the matrix, universal energy, however you see the patterns and synchronicities that ultimately shape your life, because it's happening whether you choose to see it or not. And I'm not talking about religion. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know what I mean. The Force. My road from Iowa City to an entry-level position at the Oprah show 14 years later took me through a carnival of careers, typing legal descriptions at a title company in Dallas while I pondered law school, pricing Cabbage Patch dolls at a fancy toy store I managed, delivering a baby one night in a 7-Eleven parking lot during my convenience store corporate training stint, and producing television commercials for hair products and ham. Bottom line, I spent way too much time being excellent at jobs that made me miserable. And misery is a brutal compass. Highly accurate, but brutal. Then, just when I was about to give up, when I was absolutely done with the I used to feel like I had such promise shenanigans, through a series of coincidences and miraculous events that I still can scarcely believe, a new door presented itself to me, but it was not without risks. I was 35 years old when I abandoned a salary structure and 401k plan I spent years building to start over from scratch, and it remains the best decision I ever made. I was willing to bet on myself. I was willing to bet that everything I was giving up would come back to me 1,000-fold once I was doing work that I was meant to do, work that was meaningful to me, work that made me happy. It's so simple, that happiness thing. It's quite frankly a little embarrassing how long it took me to figure that out. So let me spare you that fate. How do you get there starting today, diploma in hand? Well, here's a page from my hard-won book of wisdom. It would be a great first step to develop a deep understanding of what makes your heart sing. Just like that, little bit by little bit. And vow not to settle for only the practical. Think Willie Loman in Death of a Salesman. It's that serious a choice. Another crucial tip, tune in as soon as humanly possible to your own life as it whispers messages to you. Come this way, turn left, go through that door. Because as my mentor and dear friend Oprah says, your life is always speaking to you, and listening very carefully is the easiest path for sure. Make the concept of change your dearest friend, because you can count on it at every turn. Wouldn't you rather make a conscious decision to be a pioneer ahead of the curve than find yourself 15 years from now musing to the young folk about how all you needed back in the day at Iowa was a machine called a laptop? Be an innovator in all that you do. It's a priceless commodity and will set you apart from the pack. And very important, you can never ever be your best at something you were never supposed to do. And what you're supposed to do feels like happiness. It's the only compass you will ever need. The big myth is that being happy is a selfish pursuit. I respectfully disagree. The whole world gains by the contributions of one happy person who is operating at the top of her game. Let's start with my boss of the last 19 years. I work with one of the most famous women in the world who by all accounts has done very well financially, and I will tell you, she'd be just as happy teaching a 4th grade class, living in a little house with a single oak tree in her front yard, driving a Volkswagen to work. Because at her core, she is a teacher, whether she's talking to millions of people around the world or just me. It is of no matter. It's the teaching that gives her meaning. And Oprah is clear in every moment that a life without meaning is no life at all, that being famous is no recipe for happiness, and that you cannot buy a life of purpose. When I take in the full measure of Oprah's early life, a lonely little girl in 1954 Mississippi who grew up without a lot of love, in fact none, no validation, no attention, and that child grows up to be one of the most beloved and respected women on the planet, I say to myself and all of you that nothing is impossible, that your circumstances do not have to define your life, and that living from a place of what can I give and not what can I get is the road to real greatness. My days at work traveling between Chicago and LA are impossibly dense, to be honest, but no matter what, I choose to live in the space of utter gratitude that even though it took me a while, I finally figured it out. And when I did, the most incredible, amazing, magical things began to happen in my life. So here you are. In a few moments, each of you will be a new graduate of the Tippie Business School at the University of Iowa at the beginning of your own great adventure. Your degree is the foundation, you have the bones, and now the joyful task of filling in the rest lies waiting. And it can be a joy if you so choose. Some say I'm atypical, that my path is a non-traditional route. How does someone with a business degree end up producing television? Well, I think there's a little something I want to clear up. A mutual bit of snobbery has been cultivated between the business world and so-called more creative pursuits. The business side looks askance at the silly play of creativity as if to say it isn't real work. Balance sheets, public offerings, adjusted gross revenue, and earnings statements, that's the stuff of true career dignity. You know what I mean. But the creative world can be equally snippy, feeling superior, morally elevated, soulful, work as art, not as a bottom line. My business degree from Iowa, my experience in TV, gives me a foot in both camps, and I say that neither of those extremes has it right. Today I lead a lot of different kinds of people in 2 separate companies, Harpo Studios, where it all began for me, and own the TV network when I'm 22 months in on yet another daring new climb. And along with producers, graphic artists, writers, I have lawyers, accountants, marketing specialists, ad sales execs, PR execs, analysts reporting into me, and I can tell you without a doubt that the best ones are all creative. They are all non-traditional. They all think outside of the box. They're all innovators in their fields. And for each of them, they look to be of service first, to the team, to the company, to everyone we make things for, and most importantly, to the mission and vision we create together. And no matter what their authentic skills and talents are, The real superstars set the highest priority on meaning and purpose. And guess what? They are the happiest. I'm betting you want the good stuff. The salary, the bonuses, the benefits, the validation and appreciation, all the delightful rewards for giving your all and being your best. And I believe it will arrive on your doorstep in perfect time, in perfect order, if you embrace, sooner than I did, the only outcome you will ever need to seek. If you make what I'm about to reveal to you something very wise someone said to me, your lifelong career mantra. I'm doing work that I love, with people I love, for people I love. I'm not talking about sentimentality. I'm talking about quantum physics. I'm talking about the force field. I'm talking about the love field that spins this planet in an inky black outer space. I'm doing work that I love. By now you see, I think this is non-negotiable, period, the end. You have to find that. I'm doing work that I love with people I love. Some challenging news here. Nothing substantially changes from the playground. People come to work with their wounds and their baggage, just like you will. But you're gonna spend more time with your work family than your at-home family. So it's smart to see the best in them. It seems to transform the experience, and it seems to transform them. I'm doing work that I love, with people I love, for people I love. Whoever it is, your customers, your clients, and in my case, our viewers, I love them with a capital L. I really do. I respect their time. I value their feedback. I never forget what a privilege it is to serve them. And if I can be a small part in impacting their lives in a good way, then my life is in perfect order. I'm doing work that I love, with people I love, for people I love. This is your real quest, truly. And this is the ticket to meaningful. And this is what I came back to Iowa City to tell you. It's the best kept secret ever. And now, right at the beginning, you're in on it too. Go Hawks.
Thank you, Sherry, for your inspiring remarks, and go Hawks, back to you. The business world expects great things from Tippie graduates, and from what I know of them, our graduates have what it takes to meet and exceed those expectations. It's my pleasure at this time to introduce today's student speaker, Ms. Erin Walsh. Erin is from Cascade, Iowa, and is graduating with a degree in marketing and management with a leadership and management track and a minor in international studies. During her 5 years at the University of Iowa, Erin has been a Tippie Business Student Ambassador, an Air Force ROTC cadet, a member of Sigma Alpha Lambda Leadership and Honor Society. She's been involved with Dance Marathon, intramural sports, and has done extensive volunteer work with organizations including the Veterans Affairs Hospital, AmeriCorps, and the University of Iowa Children's Hospital. Erin has also completed various internships in the legal, investigative, and criminal justice realms, including one abroad in Australia. After graduation, Erin will enter active duty Air Force and move on to Las Vegas, where her first station will be at Nellis Air Force Base. Erin will work as an aircraft maintenance officer and supervise operations on the flight line. Erin is joined today by her parents, her godparents, by aunts, uncles, and by her brother and sister, who are both alumni of the University of Iowa.
Thank you, Dean Moeller. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Provost Butler, Dean Gardiel, faculty, staff, and graduating members of the Henry B. Tippie College of Business. I would like to take a moment to recognize those who could not be here with us today. Less than 2 weeks ago, many of the students sitting before you lost a classmate, and for some, a very close friend. Carter Giese was a finance major in the Tippie College of Business and would have graduated with us today if not for the unfortunate circumstance in which he lost his life. Please take a moment of silence in Carter's honor and keep the Giese family and friends in your thoughts. Today marks the end of our journey at the University of Iowa. Let us take a moment to reflect on the memorable experiences and Hawkeye tradition we have been so fortunate to be part of. This tradition is of great importance to me, as I stand before you, the last of 5 children in my family to graduate from the University of Iowa. Today, I finally get to experience that, yes, I did it, sigh of relief, just as my parents and their pocketbooks get to experience relief as well. For the last 18 years, there has consistently been a Walsh child attending the University of Iowa. Iowa City and the university became our home away from home because of the comforting sense of community and the way people take pride in their jobs, academics, sports teams, and the school they represent. Although I've been an avid Hawkeye fan since the age of 6, I still get goosebumps when the first beat of Back in Black sounds and the crowd erupts throughout Kinnick. It is memories such as this that I will cherish, just as every one of us has a feeling or a memory that we will take with us as we move on from the university. I would like to express a big thank you to my parents and to my siblings for teaching me what it means to be a Hawkeye and inspiring me to carry on the tradition. I would like to begin with 4 wise words I learned from my father, a retired Master Chief in the United States Navy, that I would like to pass on as advice to the graduating class. Lead from the front. This simple statement, lead from the front, can be defined as stepping up, taking the initiative to complete any task in the face of adversity, difficulty, or any hardship. It means going above and beyond what is required of you to show that your capabilities and determination outweigh your flaws. Leading from the front also means that you have followers, and your success from the front is unattainable unless your followers at all levels achieve success as well. You must learn not only from these successes, but more importantly, from your failures. Throughout 5 years of undergrad, I've given myself plenty of opportunities to experience failures. Choose a path, change it, and change it again. As a freshman, I was convinced that I would become the sports marketer for the Chicago Cubs. And then 2 years later, decided that I would put my skills and abilities into serving my country in the military. I came to this decision in part because of the strong military roots in my family and my belief that every person should serve. My Tippie education and leadership skills development also contributed to my realizing that I wanted to be part of something bigger than myself, to lead and to make a difference. Other than racking up enough coursework for multiple degrees over 5 years, or as my father jokes, enough extra credits to earn him a degree as well, I have gained valuable experiences at Tippie and fostered beneficial relationships with students and with faculty and staff members who had an impact on my path exploration and development as a leader. Leadership has been one of the most critical traits that we have honed and developed in the classroom and in our introductory real-world experiences. Tippie students demonstrate their understanding of what it means to be not only a student, but also a role model in the community. It was common to observe our peers, as well as ourselves, discovering our own way to lead, whether it be through a Habitat for Humanity project, creating the next big idea in the Bedell Entrepreneurship Learning Lab, stepping outside our comfort zone to study or work in a foreign country, or serving as a representative of one of the many business, student organizations, institutes, and fraternities. Professor Rich McCarty has told us numerous times, your generation is the future, full of motivated and intelligent individuals. Don't let anyone tell you any different. Now is our time to demonstrate just how motivated and intelligent each one of us is as we strive to excel in our chosen careers. As we attain success, we will finally realize that all of the late nights in the ITC or library, all of the stress, and rolling out of bed for that 8:30 a.m. lecture on Friday morning were worth it, not just to obtain high academic marks, but beneficial and applicable lifelong skills. I would like to leave you all with another quote from another influential professor in my life, and I think many of my peers would agree in the lives of many Tippie students, Professor Dave Collins. He always taught us the importance of following our dreams, of choosing a career that we will enjoy waking up to every day and making a difference. Professor Collins once said, "You want to be something, not do something." This simple phrase resonated with me, and as I quickly scribbled it down in my notebook, I thought to myself, how true it is that success will come from pursuing a path that you can identify with and that fits your goals and interests. Only then can you have impact on others instead of just a job title, a lifetime of happiness instead of just a source of income. Be that person who accepts every challenge and is never satisfied with the achievements of today. Leave all reservations behind and lead from the front. As we take the next step forward as career men and women and relocate to all corners of the world, I hope you will humbly remember that the launching point and foundation to your undoubted success started right here at Tippie. For me, as I commission in just a couple of hours into the world's greatest Air Force, I will take my next step as not only a second lieutenant, but a proud graduate and representative of the Henry B. Tippie College of Business. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. This time we would like to recognize those students graduating with honors and academic distinction. Each year, Delta Sigma Pi awards a scholarship key to the graduating senior with the highest grade point average. This year's award is presented to Cassandra Burns, who's receiving her BBA in accounting. Congratulations, Cassandra. The Tippie College of Business awards degrees with highest distinction to students in the highest 2% of the graduating class, with distinction to students in the next highest 3%, and with distinction to students in the next highest 5%. Distinction is designated by gold stars worn on the left sleeve. 3 stars indicate graduation with highest distinction, 2 with high distinction, and 1 with distinction. As I call each group of students, please rise to be recognized. And audience, I would please ask that you withhold your applause until all the students graduating with distinction have been recognized. Thank you. Will those graduating with highest distinction please stand? Will those graduating with high distinction please stand? And will those graduating with distinction please stand? These students will also be recognized individually during the presentation of the graduates. Membership in Beta Gamma Sigma is the highest recognition a business student can earn. To be eligible for membership, students' individual academic ranking must place them in the upper 10% of the junior class or the upper 10% of the senior class. Students graduating as members of Beta Gamma Sigma wear royal blue and gold cordons draped over their shoulders. Will the students graduating as members of BGS please stand? We'd also like to recognize the students who are graduating in the Tippie College of Business Honors Program. This program provides an opportunity for outstanding students to do independent research in business and to work closely with one or more faculty members. Each of the students graduating with honors has maintained a 3.5 grade point average and written a thesis relevant to their academic interest or major. Students graduating with honors wear white cordons draped over their shoulders and will be recognized during the presentation of the graduates. Would the collegiate scholars and the Tippie students graduating with honors please stand?
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Business Administration please rise? Provost Butler, these candidates have completed all the requirements for the degree Bachelor of Business Administration and are recommended to you by the faculty of the Henry B. Tippie College of Business for the conferring of this degree.
Dean Gardiel, on the recommendation of the faculty of the Henry B. Tippie College of Business and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, State of Iowa, I confer on each of you the degree Bachelor of Business Administration as qualified and designated. Congratulations.
Will the graduates please be seated? At this time, Lon Moeller, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Program and Professor of Management and Organizations, and Joyce Berg, Professor of Accounting, will now recognize the graduates individually. Will the marshals please begin leading the graduates forward to be recognized?
Seth Koresh.
Ryan McKean.
Ellison Davis.
Tyler Dahl.
William Baker.
Ryan Gaffney O'Donnell.
Ned Protexter.
Grace Hogan with high distinction.
Ryan Cole.
Emily Goddard.
Jason Jonasy.
Anna Panici.
Ashley Bebb.
Hannah Erb.
Margaret Boos.
Michael A. Maroney.
Tyler Boring.
Ryan Wagner.
Logan Simeotti.
Jordan Williamson.
Brandon Davis.
Madeline Osman.
Cassandra Burns with highest distinction.
Nils Thorson.
Aaron Walsh.
Justin Kolka.
Sarah Fry.
Bradley Nelson.
Colin James Dill.
Stephen Wagee with highest distinction.
Brian Dobes.
Daniel Miller. Timothy Rowley.
Virginia Canasco Palos.
Colin McGee.
Laura Syrick.
Julianne Marie Berzins.
Carson Bodnarik.
Kristen Farrow.
Lucas Christensen with distinction.
Lindsay Cook.
Gregory O'Hara.
Ashley Hutchings.
Danny Altosino.
Jeremy Gorski.
Brian Foran.
Alicia Nicoletto.
Michael Ferrone.
Christiana Petru.
Alex Cook.
Giuseppe Penvino.
Ashley Chico.
Nicholas Peterson.
Melanie Eaton.
Ermin Maslick.
Jill Ahrens.
Kyle Moskrip.
Sean Finley.
Robert Ogborn.
Caitlin Doro.
Joseph Becker Myler.
Paul Crossley.
John Allen Richter.
Benjamin Kresner.
Vanessa Ruiz with distinction.
Laura Blunk.
Melanie Nelson.
Ross Sullivan.
Matthew Mitchell.
Alec Federer.
Matt Reed.
Bryce Cooks.
Anthony Nunia.
Bill Dunn.
Ethan Murray.
Garrett Dunn with highest distinction.
Catherine Schneider.
Catherine Knight with high distinction.
Megan C. Hickey.
Kimberly Belandrin.
Brendan Tracy.
Amanda Turner.
Colin McCarthy.
Caitlin Crosser.
Joseph Robert Peart Jr.
Ashley Decker.
Patrick Cullen Hughes.
Allison Fogerbacke.
Nicole Morrow.
Matthew Arnold.
Stephanie Swanke.
Daniel Brown.
Kathleen McGraw.
Drew Davis.
Wing Pham.
Stephen Asante Ade.
Abby Karch.
Lakshay Abbott.
Shelby Miller.
Vanessa Duarte.
John McKinney.
Jasmine Constantino.
Kelly Naughton.
Magdalena Dabrowska.
Stephanie Milroy.
Catherine Michelle Dove.
Shay Pavlicek.
Lisa Christ.
Alex Reese.
Madeline Bepley.
Jordan Prohaska.
Audie Sahik.
Michael Merrick.
Aiden Nadarovich.
Zachary Norman.
Nicole Feaster.
Jay Morgan.
Benjamin Bransgard.
Gregory Paul Ryman.
Sarah Bowler.
Kevin Newman.
Caitlin Dorlicombe.
Brian Mullett.
Du.
Kevin Kansler.
Daniel Edwards.
Daniel Brian Maud.
Wen Chain Chow.
William McLaughlin.
Yu Chun.
Mame Beery.
Jalen Kai.
Lindsay Peters.
Matt Evans.
Adam Robert Myers.
Nicole Kurz.
Shelby Rouse.
Jake Brown.
Dulce Melendez.
Justin Danover.
Ben Ransdell.
Christopher James Duncan.
Ryan Meehan.
Is it Drogus? Drogus. Brad Drogus.
Jenna Kleingartner with distinction.
Mark Argianis.
Megan Walker.
Is it Alman? Tyler Alman.
Molly Nordlocken.
Scott Griffin.
Marissa Paulson.
Keegan Boyer.
Caitlin Oxendine with highest distinction.
Jacob Binder.
Samantha Irie.
Alex Supel with high distinction.
Matt Peterson with highest distinction.
Megan Leskovic.
Jamie Rux.
Ashley Davidson.
Benjamin McClavick.
Betsy Baker.
Tyler Munn.
Megan Smith.
Kyle Robert Bishke.
Brody Das.
Patrick Powers.
Gabe Frana.
Michael Warden.
Caitlin Bruggeman.
Danny Bayless.
Frank Formaro.
Caitlin Thompson.
Connie Chang.
Cameron Reiger.
Jacob Deitmeyer with distinction.
Cohen Nguyen.
William Fetters.
Christopher Rickard.
Xiang Ding.
Eric May.
Ying Ying Chen.
Patrick Meyer.
Shinran Cheng with highest distinction.
Thomas Mesher.
Vincent Azano.
Katrazina Majersek.
Caroline Franchek.
Michael Piaznelli.
Casey Edwards.
Grant Steidheim.
Heath Cunningham.
Robbie George.
Bo Becker.
Marshall Ralston.
Jacob Blau.
Jack Kavanaugh.
Amy Darley.
James John O'Day.
Mark Van Vliet.
Andrew Barr.
Matthew Bolts.
Sean Noonan.
Cody Ford.
Thomas McCaffrey.
Alyssa Blakely. Congratulations.
Robert Noser.
Brett Caskey.
Lindsay Pritikin with distinction.
Christopher Artman with high distinction.
Patrick Marzik.
Spencer Bean.
Max Osipov.
Nate Belkey.
Jordan Verdi.
Andrew Fisher.
Lindsay Gilski.
Ryan Vincent Duffy.
Raymond Carlisle Mead.
Miles Allison.
Jeffrey Pamikamla.
Jacqueline Japak.
Alexander Matola.
Kelsey Armstrong.
Michael Mayenza.
Vanessa Erickson Viscara.
Amber Peterson.
Melissa Blage.
Sarah Olson.
David Brost.
Andy Hugeback.
Brian Bergman.
Tyler O'Brien.
Zachary Eink with distinction.
Timothy Matthew Nick.
Tracy Bahu.
Timothy Reed.
Laura Driscoll with distinction.
Ryan Matthiason.
Matthew Eder.
Maximilian Ruskoff.
Jonathan Deagle.
Matthew McDowell.
Alfonso John Bruno III.
Eric Young.
Leo Ellis IV.
Jack O'Connor.
David Culbertson.
Michael Ryan.
Lauren Maley.
Michael Duvall.
Mia Papalardo.
Kyle Steiger.
Jacqueline Walzinski.
Alexander Mills.
Michelle Raymer.
Bethany Reed.
Sarah Loffersweiler.
Stephen Mazurski.
Shin Liu.
Bradley Redmond.
Caroline Dolahanty.
Calvin Peterson.
See you bien.
Kayla Duffy.
Luke Bernhard.
Jenna Jeffrey.
Michael Crew.
Alexander Patrick David Moran.
Eric Lekwa.
Taylor Martin.
Michael Kaderna.
Tasha Stamps with highest distinction.
Peter Dukes.
Tyler Ramey.
Zach Derby.
Patrick Mahoney.
Joseph Thomas Lang.
Jennifer Nelson.
Reese Harrison.
Jesse Nelson.
Alec Lewis with distinction.
Joanna Payton.
Martin Hopkins.
Kara Ann Leiden.
Charles Knipper with distinction.
Madeline Jean Nora.
Brian Kucera.
Hillary Lauren Hugh.
Michael Gillette.
Charles Maw.
Heidi Gorez.
Timothy Michael Oakley.
Shannon Lynch with distinction.
Anna Mijatovic,
Caitlin Becker,
Justin Poe,
Christopher Hummel,
Marcus Simpson,
Kelsey Hull,
Dan Meyer,
Kristen Guay with highest distinction,
Mitchell Plimmer with high distinction,
Caroline Hake,
Britton Shoddy,
Kelly Christine McClure,
Philip Monfils with distinction,
Christine Bazard,
Daniel Roki,
Lauren Martinson,
Mark McGrady,
Amy Lovejoy,
Ko Nguyen,
with distinction. Okay. Caitlin Strite with high distinction.
Andrew Reimers,
William Lamberts,
Jorge Andres Naronjo,
Jerry Gunther,
Jennifer Parker,
Megan Hartman,
Riley Postian,
Nicole Cruz,
Brittany Madden,
Winnie Liju Kolai,
Yue Wu,
Mary Jasmine Herrera,
Yingting Shi,
Ryan Hovine,
Weiqi Zhang,
Timothy Lolo,
Sihan Young, Jack
Francis Boyd.
Amy Spear,
What is that? Does it say danger? Okay.
Daniel Morgan Snetzler,
Tom Danger Fitzgibbons,
Alex Schill,
Virginia Lean,
Ryan Schenefeld,
Monica Lara,
Madison Elizabeth Williams with high distinction,
Mitchell Gage with distinction,
Jessica Sullivan with distinction,
Thaddeus Reeves,
Lauren Tackett,
Wendy Tan,
Dan Center,
Alex Crittenbrink, of course,
Lisa Marie Vavrik,
Skylar Goodner,
Sean Summer,
Connor Steinis,
John West,
Derek Clower, is it Union?
Travis Tenapel,
Yun Lee,
Andrew Stumbo,
Sining Huang with distinction,
Christopher Stoddard,
Jean Liu with high distinction,
Austin Henneke,
Xiao Lu with distinction,
Ryan Dean Waterhouse,
Yu Liao,
Rachel Spellerberg,
Shin Wang,
Nicholas Trovas,
Yilong Huang with highest distinction,
Yuerong Wang,
Renji Hu,
Andrew L. Smith,
Ashley Colton,
John Swearingen,
Brian Kress,
Ashley Chavez,
Matt Hathaway,
Heather Swanson,
Troy Hess,
Jaru Sherry Shen.
Zach Heffernan.
Peihong Yu.
Jacqueline Marie Kerber.
Ning Zhao.
Stephanie Kaplan.
Xingtang Wang.
Jonathan Heiberger.
Shijia Wang.
Jordan Hawkerston.
Tony Myrie.
Melanie Israel.
Laura Scribbins.
Anna Huck.
Emily Urban.
Jiaoju Liu.
Sarah Karen.
Jean-Ray Gua.
Eleanor Smith.
Zhao Yu Liu.
Hillary Gallagher.
Drew Johnson.
Tara Tiefentauer.
Michael Long.
Megan Wansmus.
Yunlu Liu.
Madeline Schmidt.
Liu or Lin? Okay. Yuen Liu.
Brett Schomer.
Rochi Gung.
Ryan Volk.
Siyu Lee.
Michael Witrakowitz.
Ning Lee.
Matt Sperry.
Derek Foster.
Keith Volden.
Patrick Deedy.
Jesse Harthen.
Tim Kettering.
Haley C. Jorgensen.
Brad Havel.
Sandra Samuelson.
Paskowitz. Amanda Lynn Paskowitz.
Jiliang Wang.
Molly Claire Kipp.
Wenying Tong.
Carly Floyd.
Rujing Shi.
Michelle Rainey. How are you?
Yua Zhou.
Lindsay Morris.
Xinyua Zhang.
Samantha Morris.
Jiawei Ni.
Laura Zeman.
Grant Willard with high distinction.
Beth Lanius.
Nicholas Alexander Peitando Topping.
Catherine Lewis.
Tyler Smith.
Lauren Grimmer with distinction.
Lori Webster.
Rebecca Hughes.
Boyan Yim.
Chloe Luther.
Troy Stalder.
Sean Kaminsky.
Adam Saywich.
Tyler Kempkis.
Christopher Sankett.
Matthew Halverson.
Brandon Soda.
Seyoung Ping Kaur.
Bradley Weiss.
Sung Joon Kim.
Katie Wap.
Nick Jansen.
Evan Voss.
Andrew Lee.
Joseph Venz.
Andrew Hayes.
Lauren Wittig.
Christopher Hansen.
Shu John.
Brennan Harding. How are you?
Lynn Soon.
Tom Houston.
Ning Zhou.
Michael Doty.
Emily Wall.
Dan Stutzman.
Cecilia Walsh.
Courtney Willits.
Caitlin Swick.
Erica Lester.
Sean Swenson.
Ryan Kunkel.
Jacques Vanderhoek. Jake.
Kyle Allen.
Yisao Shu.
Jacqueline Louise King.
Shifei Shi.
Jessica Schukert with distinction.
Yi Yang.
Samantha Olis.
Isaac Stroman.
Casey Cotis.
Benjamin Taft.
Jordan Hermes.
Anmao Sun.
Chase Lehrman.
Chase Steuben.
Alex Ginsberg.
Justin Scharf with highest distinction.
Jason Cruzy.
Brian Spoor.
Eileen Gallagher Kier.
Avanda Tan.
Samuel Kowalski.
Daphne Sue.
Lou Gao with distinction.
Janice Yam.
Matthew Hauser.
Wang Yuren.
Maxwell Gellerman.
Jinyao Zhou.
Eric Klein.
Chang Wang.
Neil Lenahan.
Bignan Zhou.
Michael Johnson.
Jay Zhang.
Caitlin Greif.
Shan Zheng.
Knutson. Carl Knutson.
Shinli Yu.
Colin Groneveld.
Chenhao Wu with distinction.
Bryce Jungling. Is it Ewan?
Yuan Cho.
Yuen Lin.
Ife Wang.
Jean. Xiaotong Jean. Luha. Okay.
Boru Zhang.
Lu Ha.
Jinyu Shi.
David Kane.
Izhao Wu.
Natalie Kunert.
Garrett Skeleton.
Sarah Halterman with distinction.
Stuart Sankovic.
Shelley Lowe.
Eric Yonka.
Stephanie Kreuss.
Eric Wolf.
Michael Lynch.
Daniel Verhilly.
Lucas Matheson.
Kevin Wajaniki.
Schmidgens. Eric Schmidgens.
Brett Warner with distinction.
How do you say that? Plenick. Charles Plenick.
Hunter Tebbett.
Joshua Christensen.
Elisa Wall.
Michael Corbeil.
Joshua Truman.
Lord Alexander Laughlin IV. He owes me for that one.
Lucas Udicius.
Taylor Hildebrand.
Alp Zora with high distinction.
That one too. The Jonathan Holland.
Michael Styler.
Michael Graziano.
Andrew Stone.
Spencer Heath.
Ford Schick Jr.
Kyle Hassenmiller.
Eric Michael Toombs.
Jeremy Jessen.
Jake Schnorr.
Ashley Kroblin.
Qianqian Zhang.
Ninuska Garcia.
Xiaoyun Wang.
Brett Vining with highest distinction.
Shan Ye.
Luke Schneider with highest distinction.
Mufan Wang.
Drew Wilson. Wozniak. Eric Wozniak. Wolkenhauer. Stefan Wolkenhauer. You say that? Roji Zo. Is it Yambo Zhang. Xiang Wang. Wei Ding. So graduates, you have one more thing to do. The turning of the tassel is the traditional gesture by which each student signifies passage from degree candidate to graduate. Will each of you now mark your new status by turning the tassel of your cap from the right side to the left side?
Graduates and alumni, today marks a personal milestone in your lives. Since you arrived on this campus, each of you has worked extremely hard toward a goal that you have reached today. Wearing your cap and gown, walking across the stage, and receiving your degree from the Tippie College of Business. As you made progress toward your degree each year, you faced challenges, made discoveries about yourselves and others, and grew into leaders who will make a difference in our communities and the world. For those of you in the audience, we feel your pride in these individuals, but you should also be proud of all that you have done to help them accomplish their goals. Your guidance, understanding, and compassion, your faith in their abilities, and your love and support have all been critical to their success. For what you have done to help these graduates, we thank you. As today's graduates, I want to share just a few thoughts with you. Your mind is flooded with images, memories, and emotions. Yet as you leave the Tippie College, take with you all those positive and powerful attributes that a degree from the University of Iowa provides. The first is pride. You have just received a degree from one of America's leading universities. Your degree has not been given to you without careful consideration, and as you enter the workplace, you will discover that what you have learned in Iowa rivals and very often exceeds what others have learned elsewhere. The second is a strong work ethic. There is no substitute for hard work. As Harold Janine said, in the business world, everyone is paid in two coins, cash and experience. Take the experience first, the cash will follow. Tippie students are known for their readiness to work hard, their willingness to meet challenges, and their ability to overcome adversity. As Tippie students, you have demonstrated this work ethic daily. As graduates, Take this work ethic with you as you enter the next stage of life, and it will serve you well. The third is compassion. Today, many of you have reached the end of an academic journey. Eventually, you will all reach the end of your professional one. When your professional journey is done, remember that what really matters are the relationships that you develop and nurture, the people you touch, and the lives that you affect. Remember and thank those who have helped you, influenced you, and played a role in your success. We hope that in the years to come, you will remember fondly your time at the Tippie College and support our institution as generously as those alums who have come before you. We are very proud of Tippie's class of 2013. In addition to being talented academically, you have demonstrated leadership, community spirit, and global sensibility. You are indeed ready to become successful citizens of the world. Graduates, as you leave today, I encourage you to remember the words of William Jennings Bryan. Destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved. This concludes today's commencement ceremony. I ask that everyone please remain seated for the recessional. The platform party will exit first, followed by the graduates. Go Hawks!
Ready? Yeah.